Good day, Mrs. Kat Abiel Santos, and for everyone who's watching and observing this demonstration. So here's the final demonstration of Group 3's collaborative work. So for this demo, we will look into every angles of possible output of this program, just to check the capability of this program to manage invalid inputs and error handling. We will also discuss and have a deep run through to each module, starting from the user registration down to the game history. So now, let's start the simulation. The first step that we have, or the first statement that you will see, is actually the main menu or the command. So we have here 4 options: register, login and play, forget password, and exit. For the sake of demonstration of this program code, we will select all the options given. So let's try exit. And as expected, once you select exit, it will automatically terminate the application. Let's run again, just to check the different options that we have left. So now let's select register. So in this page, we will able to create our own account. So let's create our username. I know it's too long. And let's now provide our password. Now that we have created an account, let's try the different feature, which is log in and play. Let's select L for it. Then let's input our username. There you go. Now, just to look for different angles, I will intentionally input an incorrect password just to check the forgot password picture. Bring us. So as you can see, this statement has been printed. It says the access has been denied because the password that we have on the text file is not matching on the user input. So it also shows here the attempts left for the user input. So try to provide the correct input. Now, let's still intentionally input an incorrect password. Says we still have 3 left attempts. Let's maximize all the attempts left. So keep on selecting yes. Then password. Let's try the last attempt that we have. Let's see what will happen after we consume all the attempts left. Now that we already consumed the attempts that was left, as you can see here, this statement has been printed saying that we already maximize all the attempts. And also, it will provide us an option for us to create a new password. Then account. Then so now provide an updated password. As you can also see here, it says here that this user has found in our system, or basically in our text file. Now let's input our new password. Now, as you can see, it says that the password has been updated. So let's still try to look to the different aspect of this user registration and login. Now, let's try to log in. And for this time, let's see what will happen if we still forget the password, the updated password, and we decided not to attempt putting the correct one. 3, final project, and I will intentionally input again an incorrect password. Now, it says here, as usual, that the access has been denied, and it provides an option if we want to try again. This time, I will select no. Let's see what will happen. There you go. As you can see, once you selected no, it will go you back to the main menu, which is this statement or this options. Now, let's try to look a different angle once again for this user registration and login system. Now, let's try to log in. But this time, we will input the updated correct password. Let's see if the new password has been updated to the system. Now, let's provide the correct password. Okay, it says wrong. Let's see. Maybe it's just my error. There you go. As you can see here, my updated password is working. Now that we already maximizes all the options and our user registration and login system, let's now move forward to the exciting part, which is the game core system. So as you can see here, for our game core system, we provided a game briefing. So it's easy for the players to understand the concept of this whole game. So we provides them an option to select the color. R stands for red, G stands for green, B stands for blue, Y stands for yellow, W stands for white, and O stands for orange. And also, how many codes are expected for them to crack the code? There are 4. And how many attempts are allowed? And the repetitions of each attempt. So now, let's try and explore this game floor. I already provided previously some attempts, but let's continue. So as discussed, here's the color that we can select from. So let's try to crack the code now. See what will happen. Okay, as you can see here in our program code, we provided feedback. So in this feedback, it will just showcase how many black pegs the players got and how many white pegs the players got. So meaning to say, on these inputs that I provided, I only got 1 black pegs and 1 white pegs. Now, this is a very good feature that we added on this project. We provided a feedback for each arrangement of the player's input. The B stands for black pegs, the W stands for white pegs, and the X stands for empty, or mean to say those are the color that is not under the secret code. So meaning to say, if it shows that yellow on this area turns X, meaning to say you can now eliminate your guesses for yellow for you to be able to win this game. Now, let's try to look again for different picture. I will try to input invalid inputs for my 4th attempt. Let's try to use, let's say, blue. Now I will input red. I will also input number 0. And I will also input yellow. Let's see what we can got. Okay, as you can see here, it printed this statement, invalid guess. And if you will also notice that my attempt is not lessened, it's mainly because since it's invalid, we won't be deducting any input, but because again, it's very straightforward. The input that the player uses is invalid. So no need for us to deduct the attempt. Now, let's try to intentionally attempt providing an incorrect input using a different color code. Let's say blue, red. Let's try D, since D is not available on this color option, and then yellow. As you can see here, it still says invalid guess because again, the D is not available on the colors selection. Now, let's try to still look to the different angles of this program code. Now, let's try to see what will happen if there's no spaces. B, blue, red, let's say blue again, and then yellow. As you can see here, the good thing about this one, we also make sure that we provide a proper splicing of each input of the player. So as you can see, it was be successfully read by the system. So now let's just continuously guess it. Now we have the seventh attempt already. Let's see what we can got. All right, so as you can see here, we were able to got the correct code. So we were able to see here that the player win, or I basically win. And it provides you the high score that you got and how many attempts. We basically calculated the scoring by means of the number of attempts. So in this case, the user or the group 3 final project user was able to crack the code in just 7 attempts. Now, let's move forward to the leadership or the leaderboard. As you can see here, there's already previous attempts here, and this leaderboard actually records the player's score as in ascending format and in terms of who is the recent one attempted the test or attempted the game. So as you can see here, since I'm the recent one and the test one is the previous player, it was on the fourth placer. And since I'm the recent one, I was in the third placer. And the good thing about this one as well is the game history. As you can see here, we provide here as well the history of each player who played the game in this system. So that's basically it of our mastermind project for group 3, and I hope you were able to enjoy this exciting game.